Hi, welcome to Apollo TV. I'm Steve Roitstein. If you like the stuff you're checking out on this channel, which is going to be increasing very soon, click the subscribe button and also click on that little bell so you get notifications when new stuff is uploaded. This is going to be an instructional video on how to choose a name for your music business that doesn't conflict with another similar business. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm now looking at the assignment page for my Music Business 2 class at Miami Dade College. And it's telling everybody step by step what to do, but I thought I would create this video just for those of you who find it more convenient. And if you're not in the class, I hope you enjoy the video. It's telling the students to read the chapter and to go through all these steps, and the chapter is a little bit about the concept of trademark. I want to say right away, I am not an attorney. Please don't take any of this video as legal advice. If you're going to be dealing with trademark, you need to hire a trademark attorney and have them conduct a formal search and help you with the application. I don't think this is an area of law that you need to be messing with on your own because it's very sensitive and complicated. Rather than go through all this, which the students can do and you can kind of see what's here, I'm going to just go ahead and get started. The concept in general, though, is we're going through not a formal search, but some kind of search to try and get an idea as to whether the name that you have in mind for your company is available or if maybe you find a conflict with another company. It can't be the same as or similar to an existing company. And it can't sound like it. It can't, I'll put it this way, spelling it different doesn't work. If it's similar to or sounds the same as or similar to another company, you have to start over because that name is taken already. My company name that I'm using as this example is going to be a music company called Heavy Mug. So let's get started. I'm going to open a browser window here in Firefox. And the first thing I'm going to do is see if the domain is available. So I'm going to type in here just a convenient company, GoDaddy.com. And the first page that comes up there is a place to search for the domain and whether it's available. What I'd like you to do is type the entire name, whether it's one or more words, and just combine it all, no underscores or dashes. In my case, heavymug.com. For the assignment, don't use anything but .com. No .net or anything else. Click Search Domain. It's telling me that it's available. This is a great start because that means that in this case, there's no other company using that domain. If you find that it's not available, well, maybe that means that there is a company that is using it, in which case you could check out that website. If it's not the music industry, let's say this was a ceramics company and it was taken, I might be able to try heavymugmusic.com to differentiate myself from that other company, and I might be able to continue if that's available. If the price for the domain is really high, like let's say over $50, even if it's $50, it's probably a squatter who has it and they're just trying to sell it. You may want to reconsider or put some slight differentiation, like add the word music to it or something, so you don't have to pay that extreme price. But buying the domain is not part of the assignment. It's just something you need to think about in the future. So I'm going to go ahead and create a file that is kind of like my evidence that the domain is available. And I want to take like a snapshot of it. On my Mac, I need to do a key combination, holding down the Command and the Shift key together and typing the number 4. Command, Shift, 4. My cursor turns into this crosshair, and I'm going to kind of click and drag so that I can draw a rectangle around this whole part here. And when I let go, I hear that little snapshot sound. And what that did is it created the screenshot. And when I double click on it on my Mac, it opens up in the preview, and there's the first bit of evidence that I have. Very good. Next thing we're going to do is go back to the browser, and I'm going to just get rid of this window because I don't need it anymore, and open up a new window. And I want to go just to Google. This browser already defaults to Google, so I'm going to search here to see if I can find anything on the internet without going nuts that maybe indicates that this name might be taken already. That's the whole idea. I want to see if the name is available. So I'm going to type in the word heavy. And of course, you're using the name of your company. If it's one word, 2 words, 3 words, type them all in separately. I've got heavy, mug, and we're going to add the word music, because if I just put heavy mug, it's not going to necessarily show, at least on the first page, anything that might be a music company. What came up? A whole bunch of stuff about mugs that you can buy that have musical themes on them, like, heavy metal and, personalized mugs and all these different things. If I scroll down the first page, which I'm not going to go crazy and try and go through all the different pages, you could if you want to, but this is just an assignment to get the hang of it. All right. From here, I'm not going to save any evidence because I know that nothing really turned up. Although, like I said, this is not a complete formal search. So for this one, it's just to show you, give you a little more confidence that your name might be available. But you don't need to, for the assignment, you don't need to save any screenshot or anything. The third place we're going to go, and I'm just going to use the same browser window, uspto.gov. This is the United States Patent and Trademark Office. In here in this bar, I'm going to search TESS. That is the Trademark Electronic Search System. Here we go. I'm just going to do a basic search. Don't need to go crazy here. It's just kind of like the idea. What I'd like you to do here is search for the first word. And if it's one word, then that's the only word. You don't have to add the word music, just the first word. In my case, heavy. Submit query. Now, this page is showing, I think 50. You don't need to go crazy here. Here's the idea. If I found in here that there was a trademark, because all of these things are some sort of word mark. It might be a trademarked phrase or a trademarked company name. If I found that there was a company called Heavy Mug, whether it's alive or dead, meaning an active or an inactive trademark, I would start over again. Right now, I haven't found it. Now, of course, I haven't gone through all the pages. So what I'm going to do here is save this page. And here's how to do it. On my Mac, I'm going to go as if I'm printing something. The keyboard equivalent is Command P as in print. And instead of printing, even if you don't have a printer connected to your computer, you can just use this little PDF thing and choose Save as PDF. Good name for it. I'm just going to keep the name. I'm not that concerned about the name right now. I'm going to click Save. That, I believe, also went to my desktop. Yes, it did. And I'm going to double click on it to open it. And there it is. Just that. Oh, it's actually several pages. All right, I'm going to actually redo that. I don't like that because really all I need from you if you're doing this class assignment is just one page. So when I go print, I'm going to go to, let me see, where do I find this? I'm going to go to PDF, save as PDF. And in here, I'm going to click here. That's where I needed the expanded information here. PDF, save as PDF. And I'll just click save. And for now, I'm going to just take it with its various pages, and I can just grab whatever I want later. That's good. But it's a nice record, a bunch of companies, and none of them, as far as I've checked so far, are heavy mugs. So I'm still in the clear. Third place to search. We're going to use the same browser window. Command L. I'm going to type in ASCAP.com. Brings you to the ASCAP website. ASCAP is a performing rights organization which deals with songwriters and publishers. A good place to find a company that might not turn up in another search. So right here, we're going to click on the search on ASCAP.com, but instead of doing a regular search here, we're going to go to their ACE repertory web database. And typically people might use this to search for a song. Be careful. I don't want you to search for a song title. Click here, and instead of title, change it to publisher. And we're going to do a similar search that we did with the trademark. Just type in the first name because I want to see if I can turn up different stuff. Click search. Yes, I agree. I didn't read it, but that's okay. It's going to turn up in alphabetical order everything that starts, all the publishing companies that are affiliated with ASCAP that start with the word heavy. And as I scroll down, I get closer to where heavy mug might be if it's there. All right, so heavy light, heavy meadow, alphabetical order, heavy mother. If it were here, it would be between heavy music publishing and heavy mother music, but it's not. So I'm going to do that Command Shift 4 thing again and draw a rectangle around these two that show me that heavy mug is not between them. And there I go. As soon as I lit up on it, that file is there. And of course I'm paranoid, so I'm going to go back here and double check. And yeah, okay, so that's there. So I'm building up the evidence. Now I'm going to show you something very interesting about the website, this database search. I discovered this a few years ago when I was using a different fake name for my fictitious company. And the company's name was Dirty Floor Music. So I'll show you what happens if you search for both words, Dirty Floor. And I click search, and it's telling me, oh, nothing matched. And that may happen if you've got a very unique one word or something like that. It may happen. And if that's the case, you just print out this thing, and that's part of your evidence. But let me show you something. If I search for just the one word, dirty, a publisher that their name of their company starts with dirty. Well, there's a whole bunch that start with dirty. And let me see if Dirty Floor is here. As I scroll down, and a lot of companies like this dirty word. Well, I found this one, Dirty Flow Music Publishing Company. And I thought, well, that's not a conflict. Well, but then I thought about it. If somebody speaks with a southern accent, how would you tell the difference between Dirty Flow, F-L-O-W, and Dirty Floor if you pronounce the word floor and it kind of sounds like flow? That's enough for me to not want that name. Because if my money somehow goes to Dirty Flow, I would not be a happy person. So that's one of the reasons why I like to turn up more, sometimes more returns than less, because things can get turned up. And people do spell stuff different. Like they might spell noise, N-O-I-Z-E, instead of N-O-I-S-E. And if you're searching for NOISE and you don't find NOIZE, well, fine. But what if you want to make your company different and spell it funky like that? You're going to have to search double. You're going to have to search for the normal spelling. All right, so I got ASCAP. The other major performing rights organization in the United States is BMI. So I'm going to go to the BMI website, bmi.com. Similar kind of thing. Going to click over here on search site. We're going to search the BMI repertoire. Again, make sure that you're searching for a publisher and not a song title. I'm going to type in the first word of my company, heavy. Search. I got to make an agreement here. I accept. I don't know what I'm agreeing to, but we'll worry about that some other time. Bunch of stuff that starts with heavy in alphabetical order. Not as many here. So I believe it would be between Heavy Money Entertainment Group and Heavy and Da Game Music. Same deal. We're safe so far. I'm going to do Command Shift 4. Click and drag and draw this rectangle around here. Because there, between number 22 and 23, would be where Heavy Mug would have been had it been taken by BMI, but it's not. And here it is, my little evidence. Okay, great. Since we're in the state of Florida, we're going to just search one. Now, obviously, this would not be, once again, an exhaustive search because I don't know what a trademark attorney would do if they were going to search for it. But I think maybe they'd have to search a lot more archives than just one state because we're talking about the whole country to begin with. And then, internationally is a different thing altogether. Here, we're going to go to a place because it's Florida, sunbiz.org. First, we're going to go to corporations. And what this is a place to apply for and get a corporation or a fictitious name. I'm scrolling down here a little bit. And I believe that search records is where we want to go. So I'm going to click here, search records. And it's corporations. So good. I'm going to click on name because that's what we know. Once again, just the first name, heavy. Search now. And there's a bunch of them. And the way that they do it is you got to keep going to the next list. So I'm going to have to keep going down because Heavy Mug comes later. And Heavy seems to be a very popular first name of a company in the state of Florida. And there are a lot of corporations in the state that use this name or that did use it in the past. And you'll see this column over here, whether it's active or inactive. Doesn't matter. If it's inactive, that doesn't mean that they couldn't come after you for trademark infringement or some kind of problem. So we definitely want to avoid anything that is the same or similar to your company name. And once again, this is just the state of Florida, but it's giving you an idea of what we have to deal with. Very popular name, heavy something or other. Now we're getting into L, so we're getting closer. But then you hit heavy machines, heavy metal. And heavy metal is, hey, we're clever. Heavy metal, get it? Okay, so Heavy Mowing Inc. And then Heavy Muscle LLC. It seems to me that if Heavy Mug were a corporation, either active or inactive in the state of Florida, it would be here. And it's not. So you can print this whole page or you can just do this. I prefer that you print the whole page because it's going to show me that it's a corporation. Command P. Pages, this was what I was looking at before. Save as PDF. Boom. It's on the desktop. And there it is. That's my proof. One more place to check here on sunbiz.org. Search records. I think if we scroll down a little bit, yes, there it is, a fictitious name, which is not the same as a corporation, but it's another sort of like official name with the state under which you can do business legally. You can open a bank account, etc. Some people call it a DBA. Very similar here. First word, or if it's just one word, obviously the word. If it's more than one word, just put in the first word so we can try and see if maybe somebody's doing something with the name that's similar to yours, because if they are, they could come after you later. Heavy metal, getting closer. All right, so it's somewhere here. Okay. I'm not sure what the heck this stuff is, but it would be somewhere in here, right? Between heavy mott and heavily. Oh, that's a nice name. Okay. So we're going to print this page because heavy mug would be here had it been a fictitious name in the state of Florida, but it's not. So I'm going to go Command P as in print. I'm just going to do a single page, go to PDF, save as PDF, and that's on my desktop too. That's the end of our searching. Now, to do the rest of the assignment, I would like to point out how we're going to tackle that. And I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I'm kind of going to explain to you how I want you to do this whole thing. So in the if you're doing this assignment, you have to do this to submit your assignment. If you're just here for the information, you've probably heard enough, but you might as well just watch the whole video unless you don't want to. I'm going to open Microsoft Word, and we're going to create a document that sort of contains all of this stuff in a nice, neat package. Microsoft Word is not open. I have to go to the dock to open it. What's up, dock? And we're going to go here to create. In this first page, I'm going to create what is going to be what I'm calling the cover page. And let me see, I'll kind of make it look different and do a paste special, which contains everything that I just grabbed from the assignment page. So I'm going to kind of change this stuff. Let me zoom in a little bit so it's easier to see. And the assignment name is business name. Oops. Proposed name, heavy mug. In your case, type the name of your company that you think you've got success on. If you went through all those steps, you did them correctly, you're going to do well on the assignment. Heavy mug. I'll just put here original music. For now, that's good enough. Put your name. I'm going to put mine. Oops. Typo City. Put your email address. The date. Word has a handy way of inserting the date. You just click on this insert thing, and somewhere here, it's got the date down here towards the bottom, and you can just use any format you want. All right, so that's the cover page. Very good. Now I'm going to go to Insert and choose Break, Page Break, or you could use the keyboard equivalent, which I believe is just this. Hold down the Command key and hit Return. And what that does is it brings you straight to the second page. If you end up changing some stuff on the first page and adding things, you're still going to have a nice clean start on page 2. And on page 2, and I'm not going to do it now, But you're going to write 2 paragraphs. It doesn't have to be a lot of stuff. Just explaining why you chose the name, marketing, the feeling that it gives the public, all those kind of things. Anything that you want to write, a couple paragraphs. So I'll go here and kind of pretend that I wrote something, and then I'll do another page break and go to page 3. And this is where I start inserting all of my evidence. Don't worry about the order that you put it in. I'll take it in whatever order you have, but there should be, I guess, maybe 5 things, if I'm correct. Maybe 6. We'll see. In this version of Word, you go to Insert, Picture, Picture from File, and I'm going to go to the desktop because that's where I've been putting everything. The first one is the last one that we got, and that's the sunbiz.org fictitious name. Fabulous. Then on to the next one. Insert, Pictures, Picture from File, Corporations. There's that. Next, Insert, Pictures, Picture from File. The third one, which is a screenshot of, I guess that was BMI. Insert, Pictures, Picture from File. The fourth one, the little screenshot from ASCAP. Insert, Picture, Picture from File. The fifth one was that whole big page and whatever else. I guess it's just showing one page, which is what I wanted anyway. From the United States Patent and Trademark Office. And it's showing that none of these that showed, of course, again, this is not really a thorough search. It's just giving us a little tippy toe in the water to feel like what it feels like. Insert pictures, pictures from file. I believe it's this next one. The domain. So right now, I've got my assignment almost ready. If this had been an actual couple of paragraphs written here, you could save it, which I think is a very important thing to do. I'm going to go save as, and I'm going to ask you, my students, to name this according to the class naming, file naming standards. So we're going to add to the beginning your first initial, last name, business name, .docx. Click save. And now you can see it's got a name. If you had various versions, you could put the version number on there. Probably not necessary. Now, how do you submit it? Well, let's see if this works. If you go up to the top of the assignment page, the title of it allows you to submit the assignment. Click on there. Here's all the directions once again, but you already did it, so you don't need those right now. If you wanted to write something to go along with the submission, you could. Not necessary. Because this is a Microsoft Word document, the server recognizes that is what it is. If this was a folder or some other kind of file type that maybe the server wasn't used to, you would want to zip the file, but we don't have to do that right now. Browse my computer, click on this thing, open. Now it is attached. If you decide that's the wrong one, you could click do not attach, but it's the right one. Click submit, and I get an error, but you won't. You'll see what happens when you do it. You're going to see the exact date, and you have submitted your assignment. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Once again, if you like it, please subscribe to this channel. Click the little bell. That way, every time I upload something about music production or music business, you'll be notified. Take care of yourselves. Be well. I'll see you soon. This is Steve Roitstein saying adios.